Comedy DVDs Part 5. Ahoy, ahoy everybody, I'm back to Part 5 of a look at my comedy DVDs. These are stand-up DVDs, sketch shows, sitcoms, some films, some other random weird bits. Quick slurp and we'll get on with it. So first up, we have Al Murray, the Pub Landlord, Barrel of Fun Live. This was his 2010 show. So I've shown his TV work already. This is one of his stand-up DVDs. He's brilliant stand-up. Very clever. What you got to remember is the pub landlord is a character. Al Murray is a person portraying the pub landlord, Gov. The views the pub landlord expresses are a joke. Basically, Al Murray does not believe in most of what the pub landlord says. Some fans of him don't realise that. They take it at face value. Some people don't like him because of that. But if you think of it as a character and you take it to that level, it shows what a clever man he is. This has got loads of extras on here, full length. In 1996, I think it was, he went to Edinburgh to the festival and redid all his shows as one-offs. I recorded them and stuck them on his DVDs, which is good. And various other bits. Sean Hughes, The Right Side of Wrong live. So I showed Sean's show, his sitcom, or season 1 of it anyway, in an earlier DVD. This is his live stuff. None of the live DVDs I've watched of him have lived up to when I saw him live, which was hilarious. As he got older, his stand-up changed a fair bit. He's still very funny. Or he was still very funny because he's sadly no longer with us. But just not quite as good as I remembered him being. Let me put it that way. When was this from? 2007. So still, I saw him in 94, 5. This was sort of halfway between his latest stand-up and what I remembered. Let's say it's still very good. It's just not quite what I remembered. Okay, we have 2 identical DVDs. So this is I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue live on stage. So the I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue radio team, which is genius. If you've never listened to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, listen to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. Started doing some live shows. It has continued. After Humphrey Littleton sadly died, once Jack D became a new permanent host, he's toured with them, and there's been a couple of other instances. Don't know if that will still happen now that Tim's gone. But yes, as soon as this came out, I bought the DVD, and it is hilarious. Edited version of this has been shown on the BBC as well. Then we went to see, I'm trying to remember this was. I've seen the radio show being recorded a few times. Also seen the live stage show twice. And second time, I think it was, we went to see that, which is at Portsmouth Guildhall. They were selling signed copies, so I picked one of those up as well. So this is signed by the late great Tim Brooke Taylor, Graham Garden, Barry Cryer, and the late great Jeremy Hardy. Okay, we have the Mrs Merton Show, the complete series, 5-disc set, all 31 episodes of the Mrs Merton Show. So, if you're not familiar, Caroline Aherne, another one gone too soon, played Mrs Merton, an elderly northern housewife. Started off with a Mrs Merton Show, a sitcom, which I do have. Mrs Merton and Malcolm was the sitcom. Then she got her own what's the word I'm looking for? Not sketch, not stand-up. Chat. Why am I struggling with chat show recording these videos? Then she got her own chat show, in character. You know, she asked Debbie McGee, so what first attracted you to the millionaire Paul Daniels? Jermaine Greer, you were a right old slapper in the 70s, weren't you? Very funny stuff. Yes, all sorts of people on there. Steve Coogan, Jeremy Clarkson, Debbie McGee, George Best, Joanna Lumley, Vinnie Jones, Tony Curtis, and many more. Dave Gorman was one of the writers on this. Lots of really good stuff. This is the Peter Serafinovich show, which was Peter's sketch show that he had on BBC Two, which was genius and should have got a lot more praise than it actually had. This copy I managed to pick up in Forbidden Planet in London following a signing they had there. They had some signed copies left, so it's signed by Peter. I just love this show. So much good stuff. I mean, Brian Butterfield alone, which is the character on the cover there, would make this series worth watching. But there's so much good stuff on here. It's just, it deserved to be so much bigger than it actually was. So this is Danger Vision, which is a DVD compilation of all the Dangerous Brothers, aka Rick Mayall and Adrian Edmondson, all their bits on Saturday Live, including one, Kinky Sex, which was banned initially and wasn't shown. They played the Dangerous Brothers, who basically their whole shtick was performing dangerous stunts, and they usually ended up with things being on fire or being thrown through brick walls and stuff like that. And it's very funny stuff. This is Little Britain USA, Series 1. There was only one. So after the success of Little Britain, they recorded a series in the USA with the hope of making it over there, which never happened. Or certainly not in this format. Lucas obviously has had quite a bit of success stateside in films. I do love Little Britain. This wasn't as strong as the normal stuff, if you like, the non-USA stuff, but it had some good moments. It's got audio commentaries and making-ofs and all sorts of stuff. Ronnie Corbett live. This is brilliant. Oh, he was such a clever stand-up or sit-down. So lots of his trademark monologues, a bit of song and dance. Yeah, can't fault it really. Count Arthur Strong the musical, signed from one of the times I met him, to Martin, best wishes, Count Arthur Strong. So although you meet Steve Delaney and he is, you know, the makeup's gone and he's as himself, he always signs as Count Arthur Strong. So this was his 2006, I think, stand-up show. Very funny stuff. Can't fault it. Richard Herring, whose praises I sung in part 1, have all his live DVDs. 2 of them got proper releases, if you like. Most of them have been released with Go Faster Stripe. But in conjunction with Go Faster Stripe, Pius released Hitler Moustache and Christ on a Bike. So Hitler Moustache, Richard decided to reclaim the toothbrush moustache for comedy. Charlie Chaplin had it first. Hitler stole it. So he grew one and he went about for a year with a Hitler moustache. And this show is largely about how that affected people's attitude towards him. His life, you know, he'd get people shouting, you know, complimenting him in the street, but it was white van men, you know, going, yeah, good on you, mate, brave of you, you know, things like that, you know. And in it, he analyses racism and all that sort of stuff, and iconography, and it is hilarious. Really good stuff. Loads of 3 hours of bonus features, a preview show, behind the scenes stuff, just lots of really good stuff on here, as there are on all his DVDs. Christ on a Bike was originally written, both of these shows, he performed in Edinburgh and toured, then did some more shows, and then he went back to both of these. No, that's a lie. Hitler Moustache he didn't go back to, but Christ on a Bike he did. But there was another one. Anyway, not relevant. Christ on a Bike, anyway, he went back to. This was after Hitler Moustache, and he'd got the following, you know, getting a bit more popular. Talking Cock was the other one he went back to. So this was written when he was 33, so the same age as Jesus was when he died, and it's about his relationship with religion. He's an atheist, but he's fascinated by Christianity and Jesus in particular, and it's all that story. It's just really good stuff on here, and again, loads and loads of extras. We have How I Met Your Mother Complete Season 8. So I have a box set which I showed ages and ages and ages ago that has got 1, 2... Let's have a quick look. Oh, okay. So, I bought the first series of How I Met Your Mother because I love How I Met Your Mother. Then I got a box set with series 1 to 6. I have 7 and 8 separately. I've never bought series 9. I intend to, I just never got round to it. So this is series 8 anyway. It's... I mean, that many episodes, they're not all brilliant, but a lot of it's very good. This is genius. This is Funland. So this is more of a comedy drama. It's written by Jeremy Dyson and Simon Ashdown. Now, Jeremy Dyson is a quarter of the League of Gentlemen. He's the non-performing part of the League of Gentlemen. This stars Francis Barber, Roy Barclough, Mark Gatiss, Daniel Mays, Chris Marshall, Sarah Smart, and more, obviously. So, it's set in Blackpool. Danny Mays. Am I getting the right ones? No. Yeah, but so it's set in Blackpool, and it's sort of what goes on behind the scenes in Blackpool. There's a couple of newlyweds get caught up there, and she has to become a stripper to clear some debts, and various combating club owners, and it's very hard to describe without spoiling it. It's very dark. You know, you can tell it's from the League of Gentlemen universe, if you like. You know, being written by Jeremy and Mark in it. Yeah, I don't want to say too much about it. A, because it's probably going to feature in a future video. And B, because I don't want to spoil it. But heartily recommend Funland. We have Bill Bailey, Tinselworm. So I've shown his live Blu-rays, but obviously his earlier stuff was only on DVD. I have them all. I love Bill Bailey. He is a genius. I've seen him live many a time. Lots of extras on here as well. He's just a genius. This show, I think it's this show. 90% certain it was this show. Was the first time I saw him live years and years and years ago as part of the Rubber Bishops, the duo he was in. This was when I was at university. But this was the first time I saw him as Bill Bailey himself on stage, you know, on his solo tour. There's one bit in this, and it's the first time I ever cried laughing. I'd never realised, you know, that was a proper expression and that really happened. But it was just an image that he brought up just verbally, but then later he did actually show a video of. But just the whole idea of it just struck me so much that I just cried laughing. And finally, for this part, we have the Stanley Baxter television set, a 5-disc set of Stanley Baxter's LWT shows in the 70s and 80s. I sort of got this out of curiosity because he's sort of a forgotten name in comedy. He was huge. Won several BAFTAs, Lifetime Achievement Award of British Comedy Awards, some of the best rated TV shows ever, his specials. But he's sort of been forgotten. And so I wanted to get this and sort of see him. He's very clever. I didn't laugh much. I didn't dislike them, and as I say, I appreciated the art of them, but I didn't find them particularly funny. Okay, that will do for part 5. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.